Hello, I'm Dale from Dale's Rock Interviews and Metalliville online magazine, and I'm joined by Alien Ant Farm's Dryden Mitchell. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. Thanks for having me. Thanks for your time.
No, it's no problem. It looks like a nice sunny day for you there.
Yeah, it's starting to get hot here. I'm in Riverside, California, which is a little desert city, kind of I guess in between Los Angeles and Palm Springs, basically.
Okay.
So yep, just chilling here. Actually just been recording a lot with the guys, but I just got back. My drummer lives like a mile from my house, and he's got a dark dungeon basement that we rehearse in, and we have a show in Austin, Texas on Saturday. So we've been busy recording. We haven't been we wanted to get a couple rehearsals in before try not to embarrass ourselves in front of thousands of people.
Excellent. 'Cause you've got a new single out, which is Reasons, which is not what I actually expected, because it's an apology sort of romantic song. You've obviously done something very wrong, and you're apologizing and trying to make amends and saying that you'll never hurt her again. And it's a nice song. I've got to say, it's a very nice song.
It's a cool sentiment. Yeah, in all actuality, it's I didn't write the song. It's by from Rome from Sublime.
Okay.
Rome wrote this song. We were managed by the same people, and a few months ago was asked what we thought of the song, or we might be interested to take this pop song and maybe try and rock it up a little bit. It's still
Yeah.
fairly pop, but yeah, we just said let's try it. We were down to play ball and kind of see if we could turn it into something cool. It already was something cool. I mean, just something public, I guess. It was just buried in a hard drive from Rome's. We all have our little sketch pads where we write various songs. I've got them, and yeah. So, anyways, it was presented to me by management, and they asked, well, what I thought of it, and I really dug it. But yeah, so if I'm sure I've been a shithead in the past, but the story isn't about anything I did. I'm still hanging in, pretty good guy.
Yeah. That's a cool ring, now. Is it like a green turquoise?
It's like a Yeah, it's like a turquoise. It's rubber. I don't know if you can see. There's like little skulls,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I
little
can see them.
little little sugar skulls in here, almost like
Yeah,
a Day of the Dead.
yeah. Oh, that's cool. And it's
Spanish
rubber.
influence. But yeah, it's a little rubber ring. Yeah, it's I just I had a hard time wearing metal rings. I just didn't feel right, and I was paranoid of getting see these horror stories of fools getting
Yeah.
their skin ripped off or something. Not that I'm doing anything that crazy, but yeah, I like the I wear it all the time now, so I don't know. I don't know if my wife cares if I wear a ring or not, but I like to wear it,
Yeah.
and it's the only ring I've ever had that I feel I completely don't know it's on me anymore. So
Oh, I really like that. That's very cool. I understand where you're coming from with the horror stories, because I worked on the railway and we weren't allowed to wear any sort of jewelry for obvious reasons. And but I'm
yeah,
sure
I
on the
can
stage,
imagine.
unless you've got a frantic stage show, I can't imagine you ever having that issue.
No, but I have crazy dogs and animals. I'm always screwing with my chickens. I got a pig, and I'm cleaning out bins like that all the time,
Yeah.
and I do a lot of woodwork, and I have a bloodhound pointer mix and a boxer that run me ragged. So you never ever know, and yeah, I think it's more of a comfort thing, really. I don't think I anticipate getting my finger digits messed with. I hope not.
Fingers crossed. Because listening to your newer material and going way back to 1996 with your demo, which I've been catching up on YouTube, And back then you had a heavier sound, same with the single Wish, which is an earlier track, and you had more of a heavier sound. So you seem to mellowed out in your old age.
Well, yeah, there's some heavy music on what we're recording right now with Howard Benson and over there, the label Judge and Jury. Um, hopefully we can release it and people receive it well. We came from metal roots, kind of, and we started out as this almost kind of prog-ish jazz metal kind of band. Our drummer, our bass player were really studied players and loving, bands for like King Crimson to Mr. Bungle to Primus. So we're this weird little hodgepodge of ideas. And I was kind of more acoustic singer songwriter coming into the fold and trying to see where I could insert myself into this crazy panic, kind of manic uh, music. And I think just for the sake of listenability, we toned it down before our old age, even just to kind of, maybe garner, catch more fish with a bigger net kind of thing, or I don't know,
Yeah.
gain fans. And I wanted to write songs that my mom would like, not just some, some muso nerds, which is great too. But yeah.
Yeah, a bit like Disturbed when they sang that Simon and Garfunkel song. They did the cover. My mum, oh,
Uh,
I absolutely I love Disturbed, and I'm thinking you've not listened to Down with the Sickness. You've heard one song, you love the
yeah,
band.
yeah. We get that a lot, I think, too, from show offers, even because um, a lot of folks maybe only heard Smooth Criminal or something, So we'll get, you know, not that we're the heaviest band, but it's weird. We'll get offered for, you know, some cities having their festival fair type situation, and we get brought on, and we're not totally heavy, but we're heavier than maybe the crowd, at that any given time on a June afternoon in middle America weren't ready for songs like Wish and whatnot,
Yeah,
So we try and finagle and work our, we try and cater our sets to who we're playing in front of. Because this last year we were doing a big heavy metal festivals too. So it's weird because we don't quite go that way metal wise, and we're not quite pop either. So it's, where do you put these guys? We're a weird little sore thumb of a band.
yeah. Because you burst on the scene, obviously, with Smooth Criminal, and that's where a lot of people know you from. I particularly know you from your haircut, because you had like this reverse mohawk, this stripe that you'd shaved in
Yeah,
your
yeah,
head. I've got a
yeah.
similar
That's
one, but mine's natural.
Oh my gosh, I need to shave my head. I'm all brown and gray right now, but maybe I should shave it and put
Yeah,
that
do,
put
do do
put
another
some.
do another stripe down while you've got hair, because my hair sadly is all going, and I've just got what we call a thumbprint from your missus.
Ah, well,
Yeah,
you look good regardless.
thank you. I would have had my wig on, but I left it in the tumble dryer today. Uh,
Oh
so
shit.
your EP was apparently named $100 EP, but it didn't really have a name. I think that's how it sort of come across. And then
Yeah, I
of
think I
course,
think I think that's what we I think we ended up paying our friend $100 or something. They sitting there for the afternoon and kind of whittle this piece of music to shape. So I think that was all that we could afford, or the $100 demo. I don't know that it was obviously not thought of too much. The songs were, but not the naming of it. I don't think we ever put too much thought into the names of our projects, like Greatest Hits being our first record, and
yeah.
Anthology was I thought quite witty, but
Yeah,
again,
well,
it's
that's what I was
that.
going to ask. Is it anthology or anthology? It's with it being a
Yeah,
play
I'd
on
probably
words.
yeah, Anthology. I don't know. The
Yeah,
T
because
is
you
silent.
also got True Ant and Up in the Attic. Sorry, is that right? Yeah, Up in the Attic, which is 2006, Always and Forever, and then Mantras
Mantras,
2024.
yeah.
So, what's your
Yeah.
new album going to be called? Have you got a working title?
Um, well, maybe to stick in the AAF theme, so not maybe not put ant in there, but at least AAF for alien ant farm. Maybe Master of Puppets or something like that.
Well, I've got behind me a UK singer, Adam and the Ants.
Oh yeah,
They're very, very
ant,
famous from the 80s. And I
ant
was
music, ant music.
Ant music. I was wondering, could you
Yeah,
like do a remix sort of cover of Ant music?
we've talked about it. We've There's a few songs that I would, yeah, that it's not too late, but I feel like we should have done that like a long ass time ago. But we're fans of Adam Ant for sure.
Yeah. Well, it's not too late because he's still about and he's still singing and he's still touring. So maybe you can
Yeah,
get him singing along.
I see the MJ over there too. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, Thriller. And we've got Ugly Kid Joe, which brings us to a UK festival that you're coming to,
Mhm.
Steelhouse Festival in Wales, where I'm going to
Yeah.
be. So
Oh, nice.
I'm applying for a press pass and photography pass. So fingers crossed I get it. If not, I'm there as a spectator anyway. I
Oh,
will be about.
beautiful.
So I'll be looking forward to
Yeah, if
seeing
you
you.
come say hi. We'll be roaming around. We're just very chill guys. We're no rock stars here, so it'd be great to see you in person.
Yeah. Well, I always wear loud shirts. I mean, I've got a Star Wars one on today. I always wear
There
loud
you go.
shirts and loud jackets. And my lady, she likes wearing her 50s dresses. So we tend to stand out from the crowd anyway.
Yeah. Well, you guys will be easy to find. I'll look for you.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to Steelhouse because Ugly Kid Joe are on the bill. It was Twisted Sister. I'm still crying over the fact that Twisted Sister have cancelled due to Dee Snider's ill health. But we've got
Yeah.
that rude band. Oh God, they've just gone out of my head. What they call them? um, oh God, they're like Motley Crue but ruder. My
You'll
brain's gone.
think of
Who's?
it. You'll
Uh,
think of them when.
yeah, it's our old age. My brain has just totally gone. So, going back to you and your music, have you managed to keep essentially the same band from the first album?
We have a newer bass player. I shouldn't say new because he's been with us for, gosh, I'd say 13 years now or something like that. So
Yeah, that's
maybe 12,
Timmy
12.
Pugh.
Yeah, Tim Pugh. He's a great guy. A little bit younger than the rest of us. Not much, but a little bit younger. And he br- he breathed some fresh life into the band, and just a very helpful, smart, beautiful guy. Help kind of has managed us in for lack of a better word. Um, and very appreciative to have Tim on board because I don't know that we'd be a band without him. So yeah,
Wow,
he's been awesome, very helpful, and good dude.
excellent. But it's still the same drummer, Mike Cosgrove, and the same
And
guitarist,
Terry,
Terry, and
yep,
um, and of course you.
yep.
So that's pretty good that over the years you've managed to keep the nucleus of the band going.
We try, yeah, we try to be civil and all the things, man. We've been through heartaches and huge triumphs, all the things that we're a weird ass all male couple. We're a big married couple of four guys, and it can be awesome at times, and it can be dreadful too, But um, we're trying to keep our brand alive and put some smiles on some faces, play some live music, release me new music, and try and stay positive and busy. We created something really cool as kids, basically. So I don't think anyone really wanted to leave it for dead like we have in the past. We've almost killed our brand by just living life, being drunks or whatever we were up to at the time. But it's nice to come back with that Monsters record, and we love it. And we're not the biggest band in the world, but we're not the smallest either. And we just
Yeah,
try and do our thing and make our mark. And we got a pretty cool fan base, over in the UK and scattered through the world. But UK especially has been a great little second home for us.
Yeah. Because one of my favourite facts about you was that you was originally signed by Papa Roach.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, they're a cool
Uh,
band.
they're great guys. We just grew up together, kind of, them from Northern California, us from Southern California, and we met up at a show, and I think we had the same kind of work ethic in those early years, and they'd come down south and open up for us in our shows, and we'd go up north and open for them to kind of spread our names around and steal each other's fans, I guess, and just try and again grow that brand.
Yeah,
And it was a great time. Bands are in a weird way like gangs. So anytime you get along with a band, it's always a hoot because it's just kind of growing your little gang. We spent so much time like, oh, those guys suck, these guys are terrible, or what. I don't know. We were at the time being kind of kids. Maybe we were punkish in the respect of only enjoying our little clique or something. So spreading out with P Roach was amazing, and we always told each other that whoever got signed first was going to drag the other one along, and they actually stood true to their word, and it was crazy because in the time when Papa Roach was blowing up, I know what they were going through, and I don't know, to have the time and energy to still like kind of bring us and show attention to DreamWorks, show Ant Farm to DreamWorks, um, was very very cool, gracious thing to do that they didn't have to do. So I
yeah,
respect them forever for that, and we would have done the same for them. So
yeah. I think that's absolutely fantastic. And going to some of your early work, True Ant or Truant, that was produced
mhm.
by Robert and Dean Delio from Stone Temple Pilots, and
Yeah,
that's another cool fact.
yeah, it's a small world, but yeah, when you get the love and respect from people that you love and respect, it's like it's cool, man, and I have nothing but love for that time in my life and those songs and those guys. It was just a um cool little blip in time for us, and yeah, I don't listen to Truant very much. I don't listen to Alien Ant Farm very much, but when I do, I just that record just puts a smile on my face because of just being around those guys and to find, when you see some of your heroes turn out to be just beautiful people and people you want to be around, and there's rad people and there's dicks and great people everywhere, and I'm just happy the DeLeos were just totally welcoming to us, loved, respected our music, helped shape our music, and yeah, that was one that I would gladly do all over again, with those
Oh,
guys.
no, that's brilliant. Um, you've got a new collaboration with producers, Judge and Jury. Tell me about how all this came along.
Well, Howard Benson's got a resume that's just everything, under the sun. I feel like he's produced um, My Chemical Romance and Hoobastank, and he's been all over the rock world. And how did it come about? I think we were playing a festival out here in somewhere in Middle America. I wish I remembered what state we were in, but I was um, my dressing room, or not mine, but Alien Ant Farm's dressing room. Some of these festivals, you've been to enough. The backstage or the dressing rooms is like a little compound area. There's
Yeah,
just they're all kind of joined, and we were next door to 3 Days Grace, and Neil Sanderson, the drummer from 3 Days, he and I started chatting, and I was just giving my respects and saying, I love what 3 Days Grace has the way they've built their brand and all of it, done quite well, and there was a mutual respect there, and we traded numbers, and Neil and Howard are our judge and jury basically. So Neil called me maybe a week later after we just randomly traded numbers, and I was on the phone with Howard Benson, and we're just talking about maybe we should kind of link up and see what we can throw in the pot and stir around, and maybe we can muster up a good record, a couple of hits. I don't know.
Yeah.
We're right in the middle of it right now, so yeah.
Because you did a double single, Attitude and Bad Attitude. Attitude is um, sort of a different, it sounds like a Latin American sort of song or Middle America. And then
Yeah.
you've got Bad Attitude, which is going back to the more traditional sound that we're used to, which I actually really
Well,
enjoyed that.
yeah, the attitude, for those that don't know, but anyone watching this interview probably is going to be an Ant Farm fan somewhat. I would, attitude was on the anthology record, and it's got the tiniest Latin feel, but it's basically, for all intents and purposes, is a ballad. So we always thought it would be fun to do like a punk version of this very mellow song, that emotional song that we have, and that started with that. And then we were like went down the rabbit hole of, okay, we're ridiculous enough to cover our own song. Why don't we cover the cover? And again, we're just kind of taking the piss out of ourselves and not taking it too seriously. We've been called, one of the best covers ever done. So we're like, why don't we cover our own? Not that I agree with it or anything.
Yeah,
That's for other people to decide. But I've read it and heard it that we've done phenomenal with covers. So let's cover our own song. And all this was just content for in the meantime while we kind of make this new music, and
yeah,
just fun for us. It's fun to keep busy. It's fun to like to reimagine this stuff too. It's harder going down that rabbit hole, especially with, well, both, but the mariachi Mexican version was a big U-turn from the original. So I had a great time just saying, like, how do I want to approach this? And I don't want it to be cheesy. I want to do it for real, and we've
yeah,
always kind of, I feel like every little style we've dabbled in through our short career. um I feel like we've paid homage, and we've done our homework and did it right. We didn't just like play three fast chords to make it sound punk. I mean, there's a lot of influence in there from various bands, whether people know it or not. Like, I know it, and there's a lot of there. We're kind of taking from a lot of people, and it's just fun. I can't think of a better way to waste my time or other people's time with cool music.
yeah. Well, music's meant to be played around with, and some people take things way too seriously, and you can just have fun with things.
Yeah, well, we do sometimes, and that whole art of it all, and getting with judge and jury and trying to make a hit happen and all that stuff. It can get kind of like, well, what are we doing here? Because, everyone's got an idea and everyone wants to win. They can be tricky, and again, it's just like, wow, we were kids in the garage. Let's try and get a little bit of that in there too. At the same time, we want to do right, and by creating as big a splash as we can with the public. So
Yeah.
that's where we're at right now.
Well, you did a collaborations or you featured on Afraid of Life with Insane Clown Posse, and they're a bit of a band that I like to listen to occasionally. They're a lot of fun. And so when you were performing with them, did you have to put clown makeup on?
No, I did that. I did those vocals just at a friend's house, who he does sound for them. Johnny Beats. He's a great guy. But he brought us into the clown world, ICP world. Uh, I didn't think they were going to use it. I just kind of threw it out. I sang a couple takes. I did it, just for fun, kind of not knowing that if I knew my friend worked for them, but I didn't really think they were gonna use it. I maybe wish I maybe had gone down the rabbit hole like I do with our music a little more, had I known that it was gonna really be used. It's cool though, yeah. And those guys are awesome. They brought us. we done one gathering of the Juggalos, and that was only a couple of years ago. Um, but yeah, there was a little weird nerves there. I never know how I knew the band liked us, but I didn't
Yeah.
know, the band and their crowd are two different things completely. But we paid our respects, and I think, maybe it leaked out that ICP actually were Ant Farm fans. They're they were in a video of ours, so maybe a few of the Juggalos were like, Alien Ant Farms in the family, they're cool. So
Oh, that's brilliant.
we made it unscathed. We made it through that unscathed.
Yeah. Well, going on to some of your other music as well as Smooth Criminal, they've been featured on different various platforms. Smooth Criminal was in American Pie too. And the
Hmm.
reason why I brought that up is last year we caught up with Wheatus in Nottingham, and they had Thomas Ian Nicholas, who played Kevin in American Pie, and he was opening for them. And he's a very good
Yeah,
singer. Have you any plans of maybe going on tour with him?
we did a couple random festival style shows with him, and I think he was on a rock cruise that we did,
All
and it
right,
was
yeah,
very nice, very very cool. And Wheatus, we were supposed to do a full tour with Wheatus, at least in Australia, and then that was talked about. I dig the band. For some odd reason that never really shaped up into a tour. I was looking forward to it. Maybe in the future, I'm not opposed to anything like that.
yeah. Well, Brendan was from Wheatus. Brendan B. Brown from Wheatus was well my first Zoom interview ever, and
Oh, cool.
the sound didn't record, and we had this
What?
wonderful 40-minute interview. And when I played it back, it was a 40-minute silent movie, and I was
Oh,
absolutely mortified. And he's such a
oh,
nice guy. He did the interview again, and it all worked out. And I couldn't believe that not only were I speaking to Brendan from Wheatus, I then got to meet him last year, and here I am speaking to you. And
there.
when you first come out, your first album was a big part of my life. I didn't revisit it this time when I was interviewing you because it's
Yeah,
like etched in my memory. So
you got it. Yeah.
when you were bringing up your attitude that you remixed, it's
Uh-huh.
sort of like why didn't I put two and two together? It didn't quite fit in. So now
Yeah.
I'm going to have to dig out the first album again and listen to it.
Yeah, listen to Attitude and then listen to the other two, and it's very, very cool and connected, and a little too brainy for our own good, I think.
But then you've also like Bug Bites was in Spider-Man. Wish was Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3, which I definitely played to death when that came out. And Courage
Yeah,
was
I
in
mean that
the
Wish was like a single for us just for being in that video game. It wasn't ever a radio single, but I
yeah,
feel like it might have done better and bigger just on that video game than radio would have ever done. So yeah, it's an interesting time, right in that time when you know song placements used to maybe just be in like a television show or a movie, and then all of a sudden you get in these big video games that that kids or even adults are playing way too long. So there's
yeah.
again, these songs are getting etched into your brain, and anyways, yeah, that was a good one to be on for
They
sure.
don't seem to do that too much now with games. They don't seem to have the music placement like they used to. And
Yeah, it was like a culture thing. Like I thought I was gonna stick and be a cooler than, I don't know. Maybe it'll come
yeah.
back or something, but
Well, it's like the pro skater games and Sean Palmer, snowboarder, Courage in these days was on Madden, I can't speak,
yep.
Madden and NFL, and SS Recognize was also on the NFL games. And they're cool games, and we don't seem to get snowboarding and skateboard games anymore. They did
No,
so
my
well back then.
it's a different time. My son is 11. He's on to Roblox and Minecrafting and all that stuff,
Yeah,
which is cool. I kind of dip my head and see what he's got going on in there. But again, he likes to keep. I don't know if it's too cool to have dad hanging over his shoulder watching him game. So that's kind of
Yeah.
more his personal time.
Yeah, well, I think music seems to get lost in the social media world these days, and maybe they should start in putting them back into games because kids are always
Yeah,
on games now, and they'd probably sell a lot more copies if they did that product placement.
yeah, that was a good time, great time. Like you said, hearing you call out the games we've been a part of is amazing, man. I'm so grateful that DreamWorks had the wherewithal to sniff those fines out and get us on there.
Yeah, oh, it's brilliant. We do a Sunday quiz, me and my partner and her older kids. We do a Sunday pub quiz, and the host does a movie round. And just before the movie round, he plays movies. So
There you
when I
go.
found out I was interviewing you, I was as soon as he played movies and that part of quiz finished, I went up and says, "Guess who I'm interviewing?" And he's called Paul Commons, and he was so excited. He's been a big fan of yours from the beginning, and he's still a
Hell
big
yeah.
fan. And he couldn't
Well,
believe that
cool.
I'm interviewing you. So that's cool.
Yeah,
So I thought I'd
well,
bring that up and give him a shout out.
yeah. Thanks for listening, Paul. Love you, brother.
So you're coming to the UK, July the 26th, as we mentioned, for Wales Steelhouse Festival with Steel Panther. That's a headliner I couldn't remember,
There
and
you go.
um, and if quite a lot of other bands. I'm looking forward to that. I've never been to Steelhouse, so it's the first one for me.
Yeah,
And
me
then
too.
yeah, and then 27th you're at Falmouth, and then on the 28th you're at Frome. Um, so you've only got three UK dates, and two of them begin with F. Did you
Yeah.
just like stop on a particular letter in the alphabet and we'll find two dates beginning with F?
I didn't know. It's all just coincidental, and yeah, I'm curious to see how this year is going to shape up for us. I see our tour grid growing, and I kind of ignore it while I'm at home, but then I get the notification like this is growing a lot. So I should maybe
Yeah,
take a look at the shows that we're about to set out and play. The first one being Austin here this weekend.
yeah. Do you take your family with you, or do you just like disappear for your tour and
Yeah, no, not typically. It's I feel like we'd have to be a bigger band to pull that off. We keep it pretty tight and minimalistic. Just for for one, it's easier travel, but for two, it's financially like these days, it's hard to go and do the shows you want to and come back home with any kind of money in hand. We can live quite large if we just traveled and rolled around in a bus like we've done in the past and do it that way. And we still bus it sometimes when we're overseas, but we keep it like sprinter and then hotel rooms nightly. I love that part of the trade off. There's pros and cons to touring either
yeah,
way, but in the bus you don't usually get rooms very often, and you can still, although the bus is nice, everyone's getting kind of like sick of each other by day four,
yeah,
and every night now when we're in a sprinter, um, we get our own rooms nightly, and I feel like that little bit of time is so necessary. The older I get, I don't drink anymore. I'm maybe a lot more boring than I used to be, but I really I cherish that moment of just kind of getting to my room so I can reset and be a cool, better, at least maybe not cool, but a better business partner and everything in the AM. And I don't know, on the bus, it's great. It's lavish. It looks way more romantic and rock star than it probably really is. But yeah, both ways of travel are cool. That's a long-winded answer to when you just asked about my family. Every once in a while, we'll pick a fly date. They could come out and kind of hang for a couple days. We kind of see where I have maybe 2 days off in a row type of thing where can see
Yeah.
it. Kids can see a show or two, and then actually we have a moment together where there's no show going on. So yeah, we definitely have our we pick and choose our moments where my wife will come out and stuff. But as far as like doing like tours together, I don't know if that would be real feasible and financially the best way to do it.
Yeah. Well, we've got some really cool festivals in the UK, yeah, like Steelhouse and Stone Dead Festival, Made of Stone Festival, and they're very family
Hmm.
orientated. And we bring my partner's daughter along, and she absolutely loves it.
Hmm.
We're being gate crashed. So, what's your
Yeah.
dog called?
That's Sunday, but like she's named like a chocolate Sunday, and she's a maniac. She is half pointer, German short
Yeah.
hair pointer, and half bloodhound.
Oh, wow.
So there's a lot of hunting dog going on in there, and she's a good one though. She's a sweetheart. Oh,
I bet
Sunday,
she,
you're good, Sunday.
I bet she runs for
And
miles.
yeah, and she does. We go up this hill. This is Lulu Louise. This is a boxer, and we do probably about maybe close to 4 or 5 miles every day up this hill that I live near, called Mount
Yeah.
Rubidoux, and it's just long enough to where you don't want to do it. So I make myself do it every day just to
Yeah.
come on, dude, get up. It always changes my perspective. I'm having a bad, I'm all twisted in the head. Get up the hill, always coming back down and feeling good. And again, a dog like Sunday, I feel like she'd destroy our home, and she still does sometimes, but she'd be a lot worse off if we didn't.
Yeah.
She's high anxiety, crazy dog, man. She screams the whole way we go. We She knows every morning when we're going up there, and it's too much. Gets me all wound up too.
Wow, fantastic. So you've just released Reasons. Have you got another single coming out before you go on to
We've
the
got we've got some songs, but I don't know what we're gonna pick. There's one called Gaslighter right now that's like kind of floating to the top or keeps getting talked about, but I don't know that that's gonna be the single. But um I'm sure it will make the record. So
right? So you
Gaslighter might be something to think about.
so you've got a song about somebody who's obviously cheated and he's going for the apology, and then you've got one about gaslighting. There's sort of like a running theme going on here.
Well, for me, I've always written like love songs and hate songs, and I feel like sometimes they're the same song. Um, yeah, relationship is for me the most important riddle to solve. I think in
Yeah.
life, I always think so, and so my pen always kind of floats to if things are going right. I like to write about it. And if things are really bad, then that writing is so perfect for it as well. And Alien Ant Farm has been nothing but love songs, and that's just where my head's at. And that's what I like to write about. Working on
Excellent.
it. I write a lot of it from the woman's perspective, even.
Yeah.
Um, and so someone will ask, what a certain song is about or what I was going through. And it's like, it's a real situation, but this isn't even my perspective. I'm just kind of writing for the exercise of writing and hoping something cool comes out of it. It's great to actually write a lot about things that aren't necessarily happening to me, because years later the song will come rear its head and I'll think, wow, this is happening to me right now, and I had no idea that, why my I can't I can't imagine that I know can 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 tell the future better than anyone else. But it's kind of eerie when your own lyric comes around and says,
Yeah.
"Hey,
Yeah.
remember me?"
Yeah. Resonates with you at that
Yeah.
moment in time. Um,
Mhm.
So all your material, I assume you can buy your older stuff in physical copies and your newer stuff. when it comes out. I'm assuming you can buy them in physical copies. Where can we get them from?
Well, we have our alienantfarmstore.com. You can, the internet is so huge. You can get this stuff everywhere and find it on the eBays and whatnot. The newer music, Judge and Jury it's gonna be available. But yeah, alienantfarmstore.com has done well for us. All things Ant Farm merch and whatnot, these hats and whatever we got going on over there. We've only done one record. Our last record, Mantras, is the only record we've done vinyl, but we're putting out Judge and Jury, Alien Ant Farm, and Universal Music is helping to release Anthology for the first time on vinyl to
Oh,
kind of
wow.
celebrate our 25th anniversary was just a few days ago.
Yeah.
So we're releasing that sometime this year, getting that all coordinated with some oddities thrown in there, some different again like different versions of songs that are on Anthology. So that'll be cool.
Yeah. Oh, that'll be awesome. At the end of the interviews, my beautiful partner, who's not here at the minute, she gives me a question to ask. And
Okay.
so Tracy's question is, tell us something about you that we don't already know.
Oh my gosh. Well, you saw my dogs. You saw I go up the hill every damn day. Um, I love to cook. I love to clean. I love my kids. I don't know. These aren't things I guess a lot of people know this about me. Something that they don't know about me. Hmm. I'm so kind of open. I don't know that there's anything left to say, if you could find I love woodworking. I got to get back into doing some woodworking. I started building these enclosures for like panther chameleons and whatnot. These are I
Oh, you
started
made that?
with I made that and there's another one over here that I made too. This is a small
Oh,
one,
wow.
and they're all like um, anyways, this one doesn't have an animal in it or anything, but yeah, that's something to take the edge off. There's a few more around the house too, but
Yeah.
um,
That's
so
brilliant.
that's something that people probably don't know about me is I like to make these little boxes and fill them with plants and animals.
Excellent. That's really cool. I'm sorry I do have to go there. Um,
No worries.
ju
Thank you.
just like the movies, we played out our last scene. Sorry,
There you
I had
go.
to go there. So thank you very much for your time. It's been an absolute pleasure
Yes,
talking to you. Good
you
luck
as
with your new
well.
material and your tour.
Thank you. Awesome. Thank you so much.
And I hope to run into you at the Steelhouse Festival.
Yes, please say hi. We'll be there, brother.
And thank you very much.
All right. See you later. Bye,
Right,
Tracy.
right, bye.